Hello guys, I'm taking this video to demonstrate some of the basic function of the DENAFRIPS DAC. It applies to the Pontus, the Venus, and the Terminator. So once you have the power cord plugged into the DAC, the standby LED turns on. The rest of the LED will be off. It tells you that the DAC is in standby mode. So to get to use this DAC, you need to turn it on by pressing the power button here. Once you press on the power button once, and the standby LED will turn off, and the last input source that you use will turn on. For example, the AES1 was my last input source selected. So if you would like to use the other input, for example, coaxial 1, press on the input minus button here to select the correct input. Input minus allows you to go backward. Input plus allows you to go forward to choose the correct input. So I'll click on the input minus button to choose coaxial 1. There are some other functions here that is accessible from the front panel. For example, the phase button. It is very similar to the subwoofer in phase or out of phase configuration, the 0 degree and 100 degree out of phase setting. So if the LED light here is off, it tells you that the DAC is currently 180 degree out of phase. So press on the phase button. If the phase LED is on, it is in positive phase, 0 degree out of phase. So this got to do with the rest of the setup. Some of the preamp or some of the integrated amp are 180 degree out of phase. So you need to choose this setting, listen to the music to make sure that it is in correct phase. So usually I leave the phase to be positive and leave it on. So there's a button here to configure OS or NOS. Press on it. When the LED is on, it tells us that it is in non-oversampling mode, NOS. Press on it once again to turn off the NOS and turn on the oversampling. Now the DAC is in oversampling mode. PCM that is feeding to this DAC will be upsampled to the maximum rate that the DAC can support, which is now the PCM 1536. It is important to note that DSD is not oversampled in the DAC. So if you are feeding the DAC with DSD file, it will always be played in native format. So for some reason, I like to use NOS for vocal, jazz, oversampling for rock and pop. So depending on your music preference and also depending on the entire setup. So some people prefer the OS for some musics and the other one for another kind of music. And more function here, the mute button. Press on the mute button to mute the DAC. When the mute is engaged, you notice that the LED, the input LED here light up from the left to the right. This is to tell you that the DAC is currently in mute mode. There's no output. To disengage the mute, press on it again. Now we go back to the coaxial 1, which was the last input that we used, and the music should play as you feed it. That's about it for basic function. Usually I leave the DAC on all the time, so it doesn't really matter whether you put it in standby or leave it on. So if you would like to put the DAC in standby, press on the power button once, and it goes to standby, and the standby LED on. That's about it. Thank you for watching.